This is UK farms and abattoirs. Slaughterhouses, farms in the UK, surrounding areas.
So who are?
What's this organisation? Anonymous for the Voiceless. So what they do is they come out into the streets, show people where their food comes from, and then convince people to stop buying products which enslave and kill animals.
Well, so you don't eat meat?
No, we don't use animals for any purpose whatsoever. Yeah.
What about like wool, like from sheep?
No animal skin, no fur, no animal products.
But surely a sheep doesn't get hurt when you shear it, right?
Yeah, you'd think so, hey. But they do.
Yeah.
They are hurt, and when their wool production declines, they're all slaughtered for their flesh. They have their children stolen from them. They're forcibly bred.
Oh, for like Easter lambs.
Yeah, well, they're bred, and then they're, yeah, you know, like. So we're playing God with their lives. We're treating them as products. They're property. At the end of the day, they don't have a say in anything. The only reason they exist is so we could use them.
Yeah, but it's always happened though, hasn't it?
So as many immoral things, hasn't it?
Yeah, but do you think like what these 10 people are gonna
change the world?
Yeah.
Well, this is a worldwide organisation. It's in over 150 countries now. The vegan movement's one of the fastest growing social justice movements on earth. Millions of people are getting behind it, and people like yourself. I don't know if you don't care about animals, you don't give a shit, or do you care a little bit? You care a bit, yeah. So we just say to people, this is consistent with most people's beliefs anyway, but it's just your actions and your beliefs are contradicting themselves, because you cannot care for animals while we're using them for their bodies, their skin, their flesh, their milk.
I've heard though that so this is veganism, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I've heard that it's not healthy. Is that?
Well, where have you heard that from? Is that a rumour, or do you have science to back that up?
People have been like, because like,
okay,
I've been laughed at this one before, but like you can't get all your nutrients, can you?
Okay, do you know what specific nutrient you cannot get from plants?
I've heard like iron and protein. These two.
Where does iron and protein come from, you think?
Like flesh.
Only? How does the animal get the iron and protein in their flesh to begin with?
So what, grass has protein then?
Well, I'll tell you this if you didn't know, that all 9 essential amino acids which make up protein are found in plants to begin with. Protein comes from plants. Animals eat the plants, they build muscle, we eat the animal. So iron comes from plants, comes from the ground, soil, minerals. Okay, we eat the animal to filter we filter our nutrients through a dead animal's body.
Well, what about B12? That's the other one I've heard. Like
B12 doesn't come from animals or plants.
Yeah, so like...
Do you know where it comes from?
It's in my meat though, isn't it, when I eat it?
Yeah, do you know why?
I thought because like the cows eat the grass and like the B12's in the grass and then the cows give it to
Well,
me.
the B12 is in the soil, okay, or it's in the water. But the reason that it's not on vegetables and soil and the food that we eat anymore is because everything's so sanitary. They sanitize everything, so it kills the B12. So they supplement. They add supplements to the flesh that you're eating. Those animals are supplemented with B12. The cereals, fortified milks, but vegans can get B12 from outside source, and we don't have to shoot an animal in the head to get it.
So you take B12 vitamins?
Well, the same place your animals are getting B12 supplements from. All of our food sources are supplemented with B12 because it's just the food's so sanitary now. Oh. So there's no nutrient that we don't need from flesh. That's what I mean. This is why we're saying it's completely unnecessary.
But why is this not out there? Why are like news papers like in the media? Why are they not talking about it so much then?
Well, you got to think about big industry.
What's he saying? Like the BBC are being paid by the meat and dairy industry?
Well, when you put on the television, what commercials do you see?
I don't know, like Sainsbury's, Tesco.
You ever see any Go Vegan commercials? No, you see burgers, you see cheese, you see milk, you see support our farmers.
Yeah.
It's a multi-trillion-dollar industry.
Well, to be fair, on my Facebook, I'm seeing a lot of like support British farming. Like I'm seeing a lot of this recently.
Yeah, support British farming, yeah. But they don't say support British slaughterhouses and support, stabbing animals to death, which is basically what it is, enslaving and killing animals.
But if the animals if the animals had a nice life and it's like near death, can't you just kill it anyway?
Yeah. Do you know what age animals are killed?
No.
Okay, yeah. So none of them reach beyond their adolescence, really.
But why can't we just wait till they're like older? What's the reason?
It's
for
not
that?
financially viable for the farmer to have 20-year-old cows on their farm, feeding them the whole time, keeping them alive and not making no money from them, and then just killing them at the end of their life. And what would be the point of that when you don't need to eat meat to survive, to be healthy, to thrive? Athletes are vegan now. You've got vegan bodybuilders, vegan MMA fighters, boxers, runners, swimmers. There's no necessity for it. We've got burgers, ice cream, cheese, anything you want that you eat now, we've got vegan versions of. Animals don't have to suffer and die. The planet's obviously going to shit as well.
Does this annoy you then, like my leather jacket?
Well, I used to eat steak every day. So the fact that you're wearing animal skin, it's not leather, it's skin. Is that even real?
Yeah, I hope so. I don't know. I got gifted it.
I don't think it is real, man.
So is that okay then? If it just looks like leather?
Yeah, it's not actually leather, man. Yeah, no, that's fine. Synthetic. Yeah, but do you notice how they use euphemisms to describe things like leather? It's actually the skin of a cow. A lot of these
like beef instead of like cow as well.
Flesh.
But then what about chicken? Because we call chicken chicken, even though it's chicken.
Yeah, we would say chicken meat, or meat is a euphemism. I think like chickens, people don't give a shit that much that we can just call it what they can call a chicken and people will still eat
it's like
it.
Fish as well.
Yeah, because they're like, if you think of the anthropomorphic gap, like from human to fish is a lot bigger than cows. Sort of like it's a mammal, they're on their four legs, you know. Chicken's like a bird, it's a little bit further away, and a fish is a little bit more further away.
Yeah. Okay, but like, so are you against like all life being killed then?
No, sentient life.
Sentient life.
Yeah, so when a being is in this reality, aware they're in this reality, have their own subjective experience, and they deserve fundamental right of life.
Yeah, because I watched this video, like, I know a lot of the stuff on the internet's fake, but it was talking about all the vegan crops and stuff. You're killing mice and like all these things when you crop it, like taking the crops down.
Yeah.
So by you, like, I heard you can never be 100% vegan because you're always.
No one said you had to. That's
dying.
that's not. If you looked up the definition of vegan, it's avoiding animal use as far as practically possible, because the world is. This society is built off the backs of animals. There's things that can't be avoided. There's stuff in the roads, there's glues in the roads and that have animal
like
particles in
notes,
there.
Our 5-pound notes.
Yeah, you know, like stuff like that. But you can, like buying a burger with flesh and cheese from a stolen baby, you know, like that's pretty easy to avoid. You know, buying skin on your shoes and on your clothes, pretty easy to avoid. Tested products, you can buy products that aren't tested.
What if you just don't like, because I've tried vegan cheese before, right?
Yeah.
What if you just don't like any of the options? What do you do then? Just have to just eat and
Have you
cry?
tried all the vegan cheeses? They're delicious, man. Especially here at Sainsbury's. Tesco's have got their own versions. I've tasted them, and I used to eat cheese every day, man, and I don't taste the difference.
I know my
have you
friend's
really
mum-
tried all of them?
I've not, but my friend's mum, she was looking into it, and there was all these milks. You know, you got like almond milk and like oat milk.
Okay.
And she didn't like any of them. What did she do?
She
in that?
tried all 13 different milks. There's coconut milk, rice milk, oat milk, soya milk.
I don't know, but
Yeah. But the thing is, like, you'd have to ask yourself the question, does my taste preference outweigh an animal's right to their life? And if you think a fleeting taste pleasure that lasts about 3 minutes in your mouth is more than this animal's whole existence, their one gift at life, then I'd have to ask, you know, what's your justification for that? What's your justification for thinking that taste outweighs life?
okay, alright. Yeah.
Well, because, you know, like sensory pleasure, if we use that to justify an immoral act, we could go around doing some really bad things and just say, well, it
But I
felt
guess
good.
it's the disconnect though, isn't it? Because you're not directly like killing that animal. Like that, if you don't buy that product, someone else is going to buy it and it still dies.
It's all about the disconnect. That's what this is. We're helping people connect. We're going, okay, there's something that happens in between when you put that burger in your mouth and when you purchase it. So your money goes to the hand of the hitman. They do the hit for you. You get the burger, bang. The next day you get another bang, hitman, boom, pay the hitman. He kills the animal. You get a burger. Supply and demand. That's why we talk to consumers. We don't go and talk to, you know, the slaughterhouse workers and say stop killing the animals. We say to them, hey, go vegan and stop supporting the industries that kill animals.
But I also, this is the other thing, right? Even if meat decline is going on in the UK, right? Places like China, like India, meat consumption is going up, isn't it? Because they're starting to
Copy the West.
yeah, I guess, but it's still happening. Like, so although we may be making change here, and it's like obviously, I guess it's good.
Yeah.
In other parts of the country where you can't go and do this stuff.
How does that justify your actions?
Nah, yeah, it doesn't. But
Yeah. So like, there's places in the world where women don't have equal rights to men. There's places in the world where gays will be killed for being gay. You know, does that mean that we should, does that somehow justify a morality in a country where, you know, we have a better idea of what's moral?
Okay.
You know, like there's bad things going. The thing is, if you point to like islands over there and say they have to go hunt animals, you point to China and say their meat consumption's rising, how does that justify your actions?
Yeah, fine. Alright, there's one last thing that I remember reading.
Yeah.
It's just, this is actually answering all these questions that I have.
Yeah.
So, I heard that because like a lot of vegans, you know, they tend to go for like, is it quinoa and like avocado and stuff?
Vegans tend to get quinoa and avocado? They
Well,
can.
like, yeah,
you can.
they
It's
can,
an
they
option.
can.
There's
Yeah,
about 30 billion options though. But
Well, obviously, like the vegans will eat more of this stuff because like meat eaters will be like, oh, I've got a steak. Whereas like
Okay.
those
Yeah.
I've heard that like the price of the crops in these countries where they naturally grew it, which is like their foods, is now going up, so they can't afford it anymore.
Okay.
So like the rise of veganism is affecting these people in these other countries, and making it
Okay.
harder for them to live. Like maybe even
because
starve.
vegans are supporting quinoa.
Because the demand's gone up for quinoa
And
like avocado
avocados.
and stuff, yeah.
Okay, well, if that is true, I'm not sure. I have to see the studies that prove that.
Yeah, I just got it off the internet.
Okay, you got it off the internet. That's fine. Okay, so they're affecting by buying quinoa. They're affecting these people overseas who are, it's
like
rising the
farmers.
cost of the farmers overseas. Okay, you're not enslaving, stabbing to death a sentient being. Okay, and you don't have to eat quinoa. You can eat locally grown rice and pasta and flour and bread and you know.
Yeah, but there's like 7 billion people. If all these people start like distributing, even if they're trying to equally distributing all these crops, it's still going to put these like local farmers that have like relied on this grain for their whole these generations.
I'll give you another example of how eating flesh and animal products are affecting, you know, third world countries. They're feeding grain to animals. Okay, 50% of the world's grain is fed to livestock.
50%.
Yeah. Especially in the US, 50% is going to livestock. So there are people that are starving, children that are starving in these countries, and we're feeding this grain to 74 billion land animals we've got on Earth, fattening them up so we can eat steak. Also, another thing that it's affecting is the rainforest. They need area to grow these soybeans, to graze these cattle, so they're cutting down the rainforest. Not for tofu, they're feeding this food to animals, so it's affecting more than rising quinoa prices. I think that these articles come out to try to discredit a positive movement that is going to harm the meat, dairy and egg industries.
Okay, right. Yeah, I'm out. These are all the questions that I'd seen.
Okay, yeah, no, that's cool. This here is, no, that's fine. You got to ask your questions. Challenge 22, it's free. All right, you can try it for 22 days as a trial, and you can go, oh, well, I tried the choosers, I didn't like it, or no, I lost, what did you say, you needed nutrients? Oh, I had a nutrient deficiency, or I don't think that's going to happen. Here's some information on health.
Yeah. I don't know where you'll stand on this. I actually am vegan. I needed to. I had so many questions answered that I wanted to feel your wrath, like the other side of it. I'm actually a huge fan.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I don't know where you'll stand on this. I just wanted to try and debate against you because you're such a good debater.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I'm actually recording, so you have inspired me so much.
Oh, brother.
It was your videos that got me to go vegan in the first
Oh, wow.
place.
Yeah, we were like, we walked past you.
That's a heaps good idea.
Yeah, so I wanted to. I'd like some questions like the grain. I genuinely did have questions myself.
Okay.
But you just squashed all of them. I wanted to feel the wrath of Joey Cardstrong.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I'm actually here to do autism as well.
If I'd known that, I would have put on my...
I've literally been trying to work out what you were talking to him about it. I'm thinking, please, vegan.
Yeah, I was worried someone's going to come up. Yeah, no, it's just this amazing thing.
Well, you set me up. I'm filming too, so...
Yeah, cool. I'm going to get into my vegan gear now and actually start.
Hey, wait. So you fed that, you got audio on?
I was worried.
Good, cool.
I was worried that
I
when you
always
touched my
wanted to
coat-
do that.
When you touched my coat, I thought you were going to turn it and see my microphone. I was like, I'm screwed. Who's going to get me?
That's not a leather coat, you cheeky bastard. Good work, mate.